I have a lot of noise in my life. That's what I've decided. And it may not be so much coming through my ears, though I do listen to earbuds and music and all sorts of different things while I'm working. Um, but more so, I'm talking about distractions. And it would be overwhelming if I had a list of if I could list down everything I needed to do or felt I should do, I think the mental noise would be completely deafening. Hi, it's Barry from Turning the Page again with your weekly dose of turning the page stuff. But uh, the noise in my head, everything from remembering somebody's birthday, calling a friend, tidying my desk, etc., etc., etc. Are you like that too? You've got so much noise in your head, and it's so much noise that at times you just want to stop and do nothing because it's just kind of so overwhelming to the heart. And I remember hearing this quote from a guy called Donald Miller. And he said, if you confuse, you'll lose. Noise of the enemy and creating a clear message is the best way to grow your business. Now, he was talking about uh, marketing and business and making sure that the business's message is clear so that, like me as a gardener, I'm not trying to sell elephants or or um, or power tools or um, dressers. No, my business is gardening. Or if I was to start with turning the page, start to talk about um, race cars, you'll think, no, hold on, Barry, you're not. The turning the page is about mental health and spiritual formation, and that sort of stuff, not about race cars. Um, so I'd be confusing you. But I think also we can use that quote in a sort of different way to be kind of more personal. If you're confused, you'll feel lost. Noise is the enemy. Having a clear direction is the best way to go. And I think I've found that um, when I'm living in a state of confusion, it can really lead to moments of anxiety and depression. You see, we're not built for mess and misdirection. Yet confusion is often a feature of change and the emergence of something new. How do we learn from our old beliefs and behaviors and so on if they're not challenged and reviewed with some further information? A little confusion and then a step towards clarity, some more confusion, fusing new learnings, and another step ahead. Confusion may lead to a bit of a dance step backward, but then a step forward. And it's okay to be confused for a while, but you don't want to live there, do you? Look, recently I had a friend over here for dinner, and he said he wanted someone like a coach to tell him what to do, when to take this particular job, where to live, who to make friends with, and who not to make friends with. And like all of us, he wanted the unconfused path to life. He didn't want the confusion that led to a deeper trust. And the prophet Isaiah says this. So the Lord must wait for you to come to him. Interesting, eh? The Lord must wait for you to come to him so he can show you his love and compassion. For the Lord is a faithful God. Blessed are those who wait for his help. O people of Zion who live in Jerusalem, you will weep no more. He will be gracious if you ask for help. He will surely respond to the sound of your cries. The Lord gave you adversity for food and suffering for drink. He will still be with you to teach you. You will see your teacher with your own eyes. Your own ears will hear him. Right behind you, a voice will say, this is the way you should go, whether to the right or to the left. Then you will destroy all your silver idols, all your precious gold images. You'll throw them out like filthy rags, saying, good riddance. Isaiah 30:18 to 22. Lately, before I go to sleep, I've been reading a book I consider a spiritual classic, Freedom of Simplicity by Richard Foster. I read a few of the old musty pages and until I find a nugget that says, this is for you. So here are a few quotes and snippets out of his book. Simplicity and solitude walk hand in hand. Solitude refers principally to the inward unity that frees us from the panic need for acclaim and approval. Through it, we are enabled to be genuinely alone, for the fear of obscurity is gone, and we are enabled to be genuinely with others, for they no longer control us. Richard Foster. Prayer frees us from anxiety because it teaches us trust, and the result is peace. Prayer and simplicity are intertwined. Simplicity means a return to the posture of dependence. Like children, we live in a spirit of trust. What we receive as a gift. Loneliness is inner emptiness. Solitude is inner fulfillment. Richard Foster. And the final one is a quote. I recommend to you holy simplicity. Francis de Sales. You see, I want a simple life. One without too much confusion. I don't want a puppet master God that pulls strings certain ways and I move a certain way. I want a dance teacher that stands right behind me and whispers, this is the way you should go. Then it's over to me whether I step out of the boat or not. To hear those words, I need to have noise eliminating headphones as such, to have times of quiet, stillness, and undistracted focus to listen to the whispers before they become shouts. I write a can-do list rather than a to-do or should do or must do list. We keep things simple with less noise and distraction. Here's some quotes. Before you get anything else, get organized. It will always save you time and trouble and unnecessary anger. Goal setting, David Riddell. Goal setting is the only antidote to simply drifting along. Opportunity thinking is the only antidote to an ingrained pessimism. David Riddell. Keep it simple and focus on what you have to do right now. Leo Babuta. When people will not weed their own minds, they are apt to be overrun by nettles. I like that. Horace Walpole. When people will not weed their own minds, they are apt to be overrun by nettles. Truth is the offspring of silence and meditation. I keep the subject constantly before me and wait till the first dawnings open slowly, by little and little, into a full, clear light. Isaac Newton. Some questions for you to answer. How much noise is in your life? What would it take for you to stop and be silent and listen for the whispers of this is the way you should go? Number 2, out of confusion can come something new. Have you had an experience like this? And 3, how does confusion feature in a person's depression or anxiety? Hey, I hope you found this interesting and helpful and that it wasn't confusing and that something you'll learn to listen for that voice that says this is the way you should go. Hey, send me an email, barry@turningthepage.co.nz, and just a big thank you to those people who support this ministry. It's a pay what you like ministry, donations, etc., etc. But until next week, I pray that you'll learn to be still and listen for that whisper. Okay, bye.